Hi, Assalamualaikum. My name is Amirul Nakib bin Amiruddin. My matrix number 069420. Defamation law has evolved over hundreds of years, with courts trying to balance one person's freedom of expression against another person's right to defend their reputation. The internet has allowed more free speech than ever before and more opportunities to trash someone's character with a post or a comment. Traditional defamation cases involve newspaper articles, magazines, letters to the editor, television, and radio broadcasts. Whereby the online defamation happens on various platforms, including Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and etc. Defamation is known as a civil wrong called a tort. In most states, you can sue someone for money over it, but harassment and cyberbullying are crimes that can lead to a jail or prison sentence. Each state has its own defamation laws, but the basic principles are the same no matter where you file a lawsuit. A plaintiff suing for online defamation typically must show that the defendant made a false statement of fact, the statement was made to someone other than the plaintiff, the statement harmed the plaintiff's reputation, and the defendant was negligent, or in the other word, the defendant was careless about whether the statement was true or false. Uh, for public figures like politicians and celebrities, they have to show more than negligence. Public figures have to show that the defendant act with actual malice. The actual malice means that the defendant made a false statement, knowing it was false, or with reckless disregard for the truth of the statement. Defamation is harder to prove than it may seem at first glance, but remember, this statement has to be a false statement of fact. Many defendants argue that what they said about the plaintiff wasn't defamatory because it was true, or that it was an opinion and not a fact. A defendant might also argue that the plaintiff's reputation was already so bad that the defendant didn't harm it.
Assalamualaikum. My name is Nur Alia binti Muhammad Zaki. My matrix number is 070186. So now I'm going to talk about type of defamation. So one of the types of defamation is called libel. Libel is a tort as well as a crime in both Malaysia and England. So what does it mean by libel? Libel is defamation in a persistent form that is typically apparent to the site, such as writings, emails, newspapers, images, statues, or effigies. And the second one, in Section 3 of the Act of Defamation 1957, states that the broadcasting of speech by radio communication is recognized as permanent publishing and therefore constitutes as a libel. The third one, libel is actionable per se. So the plaintiff does not have to demonstrate any damage. This is due to the legal presumption that when someone's reputation is ruined, damage must result. For example, you participate in your neighborhood committee and you get a message on WhatsApp group that includes many of your neighbors accusing you of being a troublemaker or dishonest person. Next, what does it mean by libel by omission? Libel by omission means the publication of defamatory words establishes a libel. A plaintiff may not distort the law of libel by arguing that the defendant omitted to publish words or additional words about the plaintiff's circumstances. Damages for such an omission fall under the tort of negligence.
Assalamualaikum. My name is Saidatul Aisyah binti Muhammad. My matrix number is 070650. There is two ways of how to overcome online defamation, which is legal and non-legal. So for now, I'm going to explain for the non-legal parts. The first one, try to get it deleted. This strategy involves requesting that the website hosting the defamatory content be taken down from the website, whether from the site owner, webmaster, editor, or another person in a position of power to do so. If someone's false online comments cause you experience significant recorded reputational damage, but you weren't successful in a defamation lawsuit and don't have a court order requiring the website hosting the negative statements to take them down, you should use this strategy. The second one is refutation. The best defense against offensive speech is with good speech. This can involve creating a website to counter the defamatory website and publishing a story of the events. Refutation must be made carefully. An effective response could cause flame wars or even increase the defamatory page's search engine rankings. In some cases, posting a comment in the same forum whether defamation content was posted might be a wise decision. A well-written refutation should make an effort to neutralize the sting of defamatory online posts. For the third one is do nothing. Even though it may be tough, but sometimes doing nothing is the best decision. You need to consider the actual damage that the comments is likely to cause. Is it worth the money and hassle of a legal matter? Or maybe responding will only make the situation worse. A much better tactic is to screenshot the defamatory post before it was deleted. And the last one is publish your own statement. Although it's a bad idea, but sometimes by creating your own statement and denying all the accusations can be a smart move, as long as you don't go overboard and use the right broadcast channel to publish it. To publish a statement, you need help from a lawyer in drafting and distributing the statement.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Fatin Sajidah binti Fazil. My matric number is 069298. Okay, now I will talk about how to overcome online defamation in legal action. The first one is you have to collect evidence. It is because there is always a risk that the defamatory statement will be deleted or edited by the parties. So, because of that, you have to act quickly by saving or take a screenshot of the statement article that are spread. The second step is you can get a lawyer or expert advice to help you in solving defamatory case or to get best explanation and proceeding option. It is because they are expert in it, so they will be able to give you best explanation. And then it is important to you to meet lawyer earlier so that you don't make any hasty decision or your own step to fight the defamatory case. And then you can send a cease or desist letter to a company or individual that give you the defamation. This is useful service that a lawyer can provide. This letter are sent to a company or individual to demand them stop the defamation. They can always ignore it, but once they ignore it, you can bring this case to the court. But strongly worded, this letter are strongly enough to make them delete the defamation. Lastly, is sue for defamation. Starting a lawsuit may be the only option available. Although this not be taken lightly, but suing is one of the way to dealing with defamation. But it can be expensive, uncertainty, and emotionally draining. You will not have to go through it unless you have to.
Assalamualaikum. My name is Siti Nozafirah binti Muhammad Rahan with the matric number 070586. Okay, so in this part, I will give an example of case under online defamation based on the case of Datuk Seri Anwar Ibrahim versus Wan Muhammad Azri Wanderers. Okay, so in this case, the defendant Wan Muhammad Azri, who is an editor of Rakyat News and also known as Papa Gomo in social media, through his website, the defendant published a few articles and videos that urged plaintiff to take action against him. One of the said article were video sex Anwar Ibrahim dan gay tersebar, and it was claimed to contain defamatory statement against the plaintiff. The plaintiff also claimed that the defendant maliciously and willfully published the article as it was made in his website. The said statement were published by defendant on his website with intention to discredit the plaintiff, proving that the plaintiff is an immoral person, not qualified enough to hold office, not fit to be the next prime minister, as an irresponsible leader and could not be trusted. This contention had injured plaintiff's reputation and can be said to be defamatory. The plaintiff then, through his solicitor, demanded the defendant to retract his statement, apologize and pay the compensation, but defendant failed to do so. The defendant denies that the website owned by him. He stated that he never published any defamatory statement, pictures, videos, or any other web link that display the series of image defamatory of plaintiff. He also denies all of the accusation made by the plaintiff and claimed that he never received any demand letter from the plaintiff. So, after considering the argument on both sides, the court came to the decision allowing the plaintiff claim that the defendant was held to be liable for defamation due to the fact that all elements of defamation have been fulfilled. So, Wan Muhammad Azri was found guilty of libel by High Court over the post he made as Papa Gomo, even though he continuously denies that he was not that offending a blogger. In the decision then, the Judicial Commissioner, Rosila Hyuk, reportedly declared that Wan Muhammad Azri was indebted the Papa Gomo and ordered him to pay 800,000 ringgit in damages as well as an addition 50,000 ringgit in costs.
My name is Sofia binti Muhammad Shukri. My metric number is 069860. In conclusion, with the availability of the latest technology, many people act to spread information without investigating its validity first. Furthermore, when we share an unverified news to a third party or public at large, we already have defamed the person who were the subject of the unverified news. Other than that, a suit can be filed against the party who made the publication. So, as a user of social media, we should be wise in sharing information or news before spreading it to other people. In addition, we must make sure the authenticity of the news is from a trusted source. So, no elements of defamation could arise. With all the information we have shared, we hope all of you can be more careful before sharing an information to other people. So, that's all from us. Bye-bye.